What's up, guys? This is Jacob here with Jacob's Saloon, here for the very first podcast. Thank you for tuning in. So, with me, I have the beautiful, the lovely, the talented McKenzie and Madison Duplechin. Now, cool fact about these two, they're both twins to each other. So I have a question. What's like the weirdest thing that's happened because y'all are twins? Like, me and my brother, we're 11 months apart, so we're Irish twins, you know? And so... But we've never, like, we've had some weird things happen because how close we are, same like-minded, but never actual twins. So, y'all have, like, a cool story about, like, being twins?
We definitely have a few cool stories, but the first one definitely starts before we were even born. Our mom actually, up until 6 months of her pregnancy, the doctor, when he was examining her, he could only hear one heartbeat because our heartbeats were so in sync that he couldn't even make out another person. So she didn't even know she was having twins until the end of her 6 months into her pregnancy. So that's pretty, and we're identical. So
yeah, that was crazy because it was literally before we were born, and they thought it was one baby, but turns out it was two of us.
Well, that's one hell of a surprise.
Yeah, and there's literally a video of our parents, like, when she actually had a real ultrasound that was like, oh my gosh, there's two of them, there's two heads, like,
you just hear our
out.
grandma in the background, like, she's the first one to see it, and she's like, there's two of them, really country, and it's just,
oh my gosh, we have a bunch of crazy twin stories, like, I mean, we have the same, like, mind, literally the same, we think the same, it's crazy. So one time if you believe me, we had the same dream, which we woke up the next day or maybe it was like that week or whatever, and one of us mentioned something, I had this crazy dream, and the other one was like, me too, and it was when we were younger, and the dream was that we took our mom's car, but like, it was, in my dream I was driving, but in her dream she was driving, but it was like we went to the same place, it was crazy.
That's
like,
insane.
It's insane. And there's also this time where, so I was downstairs, and Madison screams from upstairs, like, oh my God, ow, like, she hurt herself somehow. I'm like, what is going on? And I swear on my life, when I heard her scream, I, like, just saw in my mind, like, her, like, a foot, like a pinky toe, like, I knew that she had stubbed her pinky toe, like, I literally, it sounds crazy, but I knew it, like, and I felt it.
From the scream, and she runs up, she's like, you stubbed your toe? I'm like, yeah, actually, I did stub my toe.
So, yeah, it's crazy. We have so many, like...
We've done everything the same. We share a car. We've never had a class apart.
Y'all have had the same exact schedule for the past 2 years?
No, our entire life.
Oh, my God.
We've never had a teacher different, never had a class, like, nothing different.
Never walked into a class just, like,
by yourself.
What's going to happen when one of y'all gets married and you have to move off? Are y'all going to live together, the little duplex, or what?
We literally talk. We don't even use, like, I pronoun, like, the pronouns we use are, even if Madison's not around, I'm like, we, us, like, I just talk like I'm with another person.
You know what y'all remind me of? Y'all remind me of the twin sisters on The Shining. I don't know if you've
ever
seen that.
My. We've almost dressed as them for like
Halloween.
17 different Halloween.
Yeah. We want to. We got to do that every Tweedledee, Tweedledum. We've been wanting to do something like that.
Have y'all done any costumes where it's like y'all play twins, or?
We did, like, I was Miley Cyrus and she was Hannah Montana.
Oh my gosh.
So we did a little play on that.
We did Devil Angel.
I do remember that one, yeah.
Devil Angel. There's been a couple little things like that.
Well, our mom used to dress us the same, but we'd be in different colors of the same outfit.
Yeah. Just always used to having somebody else, like, really haven't done anything alone.
That's so crazy. Because, like, wait, it's just y'all two, right? You don't have any other siblings?
Mm-hmm. Nope, just us.
Okay, yeah. Because that's like, me, Paul, just like, I have 4 brothers, and, like, we're all kind of the same. But even then, like, we all have our own different, like, characteristics and traits that we do. Like, me and Paul had done a lot of the stuff the same, but never, like, we never, like, dressed it. I can't tell you how many times we've gotten to school, and we both look at each other because we're both wearing the same exact shirt with khaki shorts every single time. And he's always like, oh, hey, man, nice outfit you got there. And I'm like,
that's funny.
Yeah.
That's what's so crazy. Like, I could walk into a room and I know exactly the things that Madison has noticed what she's observing. Like I just know exactly her like thought process. Like it's not read her mind where I can like hear her voice thinking, but I can read her mind in a sense that I know exactly what. Like I know her so well, and
so
it's
crazy.
Literally like a version of me. Like she is me, and
We've
I'm
gone
her.
through the same milestones of life. Like every single like thing that kind of makes you, it's been the exact same. So it's like.
And it's like siblings go through a lot together, but then they go to school and they kind of have their own time. Like we've literally like had the exact like timeline, like literally down to the last like we get the same amount of sleep, we eat the same amount. Like it's crazy. It really is crazy.
So would y'all say that it's more of like a psychological thing because of how similar y'all are? Or because, like, y'all choose to go down the same path. So, like, an exterior or, like, an interior, like, way that helps shape the relationship that y'all have.
I think, I knew we were going to do that.
I think that, like I said, like, the milestones and everything that, and, like, you know, you get traits from your parents and just different things that make up somebody. We really just think so similar, and our interests are so similar, and that's I feel like that's the only reason that we, you know, still do have the same major even into college. But I think we just really do think.
I think it's psychological. I really do. I mean, I think it's more than just being siblings that have the same like external life, or you know, I think we really are just very mentally alike.
You know, because you have twins where like one is interested in sports and one is no.
Yeah.
I mean, we've wanted to do the same things every time. You know, it's like we always ended up wanting to do the same things.
Yeah, it was never on purpose.
That's crazy. So how hard is it for people to tell the difference between y'all? Like I
don't
do
get
it
me
like
started.
I know somebody else's hair, like
Yeah.
the way like you have like little differences in your hair, and like you have like a couple different freckles than like she does. So like how often do y'all get mixed up? And has there been like ever any crazy things that have happened because y'all got mixed up?
Well, it's a good and a bad, because one, it's like having people just put your faces together and then compare, like,
it's like, your nose is crooked, and I'm like,
yeah.
thanks.
You have a big scar on your chin, I don't remember you like that. So sometimes it's hard with that, but it has good things. Like one time Madison was sick for picture day, and so I took off my glasses and I took her picture. Like, you know, just things like that. So they're cool things, but a lot of people don't know the difference.
Yeah, a lot of people. Our uncle, literally, who lives like 2 houses down from us, still does not know. And like, I think the only way people can really tell is just if you even hang out with us like once, I feel like you're like, how did I not know?
Yeah, once you see it, you can't unsee it. You're like, okay, that's what I hear, is that you just know.
I feel like you're more reserved, Madison. You're more reserved, and you're gonna stay behind, and you're gonna kind of observe everything before you go out for it. Like, you're going to observe the scene, you're going to take in what everyone's doing, and I feel like McKenzie, you're like, all right, what's going on, guys? So you're just like you're walking in, so like, you know, it's almost like you go in, you're like testing the waters, Madison's scouting everything out, making sure it's cool before she comes in.
I think Madison is very social, and when she's talking to somebody, she can definitely hold a conversation and everything, but she does, like you're saying, kind of observe before. Like, she doesn't just jump into it.
Yeah.
But I think she does kind of watch her surroundings first. Yeah.
I'm kind of the same way too, and like I'm kind of reserved with it, but sometimes I'm like, I kind of know like the basis of what I can do, so just kind of do like a basic, almost like, all right, I'm gonna do this, but it's the same thing I do every time I get into a new situation, and then I see how like people react to it first, and then I just find like people interacting with people very fascinating.
Yeah,
I agree.
Once she's ready, then it's like she's probably more talkative than me.
Exactly.
But it's just she has to like think of like who she's talking to, what she's thinking about.
It's kind of nice because sometimes like I think I've gotten trained myself, because when we walk up to somebody and you first thing to do is say hello. Well, she always has done it first,
Mm-hmm.
and so it like and just has always jumped and hugged people, and like I'm like, oh, now I gotta hug people, like, you know what I'm saying, like, but I think it just trained me for so long because she would just do it quicker, and so I'm like, oh, she's doing it kind of for me. It's like, I mean, you get kind of like into that.
Like a pattern?
Yes, thank you.
Nice. So how long does it take for y'all? Because I know y'all are pretty big into deciphering people's signs and stuff.
Yes.
What are those called? What is it?
Zodiac signs.
Zodiac signs, yes. So how long does it normally take y'all to nail someone's sign? Because y'all are pretty good at it, from what I understand.
It depends on, like, seeing them in live circumstances really helps, obviously. But, like, if it's somebody we haven't really seen,
I'll tell you what's harder. If it's a kid or we've guessed a grandma, and the kids and older people are really hard to guess because you mature so much, and then you're not mature when you're young. And like a thing that really helps is like if people have been in relationships, that's like the easiest way to tell how you are in a relationship. That's what we go off of. So I mean, it takes like 30 minutes.
30 minutes, sometimes a little more.
If I get my list out, I can start like narrowing it down pretty quick.
And the thing is, like, nobody's going to match a sign, all the characteristics 100%. So you just kind of have to think like process of elimination and the main, like, really main traits, and think, okay, they're not that, or they are that, and it's just a great way to get to know people because you really
we have to ask like personal.
It'll be like the first time we met somebody, and then we're asking them like, when's the last time you cried? Like, you know, so it's like you get to know people quick, and we really like our sign, Pisces, really like talking about others. So it fits us what we enjoy the conversation because we like getting to know more about other people, and then usually the other person
we can talk
does.
to a brick wall as long as it's about the brick wall and not us. Like, this is giving me a little anxiety. Right?
Oh my god.
You're doing great. That's funny.
But yeah, I feel like we really need to guess the rest of your brother's signs.
Yeah.
I really want to get the oldest one.
Why the oldest one?
Because we know the least, so it's like a
that is true.
Yeah. He's a mystery.
He's a mystery.
He is a mystery.
That is. What is he? Because like the thing that we started off with is like we'll look at each other and we'll say winter, fall, spring, or summer, and it's basically like a vibe. It's a aura that you give, and it's nothing that we can describe, but it's just
same
like
thing.
you were very spring, like you give me summerish. You're not like the colder months is what I think of, like
kind of colder people.
Yeah, so like it represents.
Yeah, kind of
how the times make me feel.
Yeah.
And we do this thing where it's like when I think of you, Jacob, I could think of like I get like a color, like a sense of a. You know, like, okay, if you thought of the color green, does it bring you back to something green? Or, like, does it make you think of a feeling?
It makes me think of his shirt.
Well, yeah, like, I don't know. I just, like, when I think of yellow, I think of, like, my early childhood. Like, you know, just things like that. So we also do, like, auras. Like, if we feel a color, that kind of helps us do the sign.
So what color do you think of whenever what color, like, you think of a color and you're like, oh, that's Jacob. Like, what do you...
Oh, you're blue to the max.
Blue? Why
blue?
But you're not probably the blue you think. You're like, that blue on that frame.
Not that dark.
Like a turquoise blue, maybe?
No.
Like Laura's dress in that picture?
No, not turquoise. like a between sky blue and Columbia blue.
Okay.
Kind of like the writing on that there.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That's definitely what you are.
Interesting.
And see, people we've been friends with people that their colors have changed throughout.
Yeah, like the first initial when you first meet them is completely different when you get to know them.
But we'll go 1, 2, 3, and we'll say a color, and we'll have thought the same thing. And
yeah.
So
that's great. All right, let's do it right now. All right.
Okay.
All right.
But who's it gonna be? Oh, just
y'all are gonna like get. Are you saying like I could count down from 3 and y'all both say the same color?
Well, it has to be a person, like
about a person.
Or about,
okay, I thought you were just saying
like
in
we
general.
could do
there's somebody.
Marina.
Do her No, not Marina. Who else? Who's somebody that's like more like general, because I think we have different feelings about her.
Okay, Emily Bono.
Okay.
What do you think?
1,
2, 3.
Yellow.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Too easy, bro.
That is crazy.
It's a thing. It's not. We're not just like.
And we actually. I've been doing that since I can remember, like describing people.
That was
as
another
colors.
craziest thing. I like very recently, since we've been in McNeese, I was like, Madison, I gotta tell you something. So one is like, for the longest time, I get feelings from colors. Like I just get like we took a creative writing class and we did something like it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we learned about it and it kind of solidified that it's an actual thing in my mind. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not crazy for doing this. Like, I've been doing that too. Like we should have known we were both doing it.
Yeah,
we should have known.
that's if you, like you said, literary. Like if you read a bunch of stories. I remember I read The Invisible Man. It was an old like science fiction book in high school. But that's one of the things, like, it opens up and it's like a dark day and it's like there's just white snow all over the place and like that all represents something. Like anytime you read something in literature, like it's there for a reason. Otherwise it's just dead weight.
Mm-hmm.
That's like if you read movie scripts. I used to get into like I wanted to write movies. I still kind of do, but so
That's cool.
I learned about like all these techniques and stuff that they do, and it's like normally a minute takes a page. So like for every page is a minute. But like it'll have a depiction of something and like where the camera's zooming in on, and if it zooms in on something in particular, then that means something. Like I don't know if you've ever seen the Godfather movies, but in the movies that like they show like oranges, and every time you see oranges, someone's about to die, or like someone's about to come close to death.
See,
so it's like
really
it all resembles something. Yeah.
I really like that kind of.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
So actually something about Harry Potter too, because I know y'all are big Harry Potter fans.
Here we go.
So I remember reading something, or I was listening to this guy, and he's a famous psychologist, and he was talking about Harry Potter, but he was talking about how, so at the very end of I think it's episode 8, whenever Voldemort like kills Harry, and he like goes to that white place, So, but it's weird because it's like, for you to truly understand who you are, like you have to lose a part of yourself.
Ugh.
And you have to realize that there's also evil inside of you. And then you have to like kind of balance it out. So by him like confronting that evil and be like, look, okay, I know I have it. Because I remember we watched Chamber of Secrets the other day and they were talking about it. And he was like, well, why can't I speak parcel tongue? And it was like he's got that evil inside of him, but once he comes to like face it, then he can use it to his advantage. Yeah. But he uses it in a good way though.
Yeah.
Like he's not, I mean, obviously him and Voldemort are two opposite spectrums, but it's like they have the power, they both realize that they have and what they can do with it, but they both go completely different directions with it. And I think that's a huge thing in people's life is like realizing what your power is and then choosing where to go with it from there.
And letting go of the, negative and stuff you don't need, And sometimes that's hard, like, to, like you said, figure out who you are and lose part of yourself to really, get to that point. Harry Potter is the real deal. It's some good stuff.
Craziest stuff is that Dumbledore knew the whole time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy. He was the last Horcrux.
I know.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, Harry is a Horcrux.
That's crazy. I was thinking about it the other day because I don't know, have you ever watched the Fast and Furious movies?
No.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I love the Fast and Furious movies. What I like about them is like there's no like I can just go watch them and just enjoy them. I don't have to worry about like a message or anything else. Just like I can just sit there and enjoy myself.
Yeah, I like that too sometimes.
So but I was thinking about that. I was like, some of these shows that have like the biggest glow ups, because it's like Harry Potter, all right. And what's cool about Harry Potter is like it's literally for the most part the same actors the entire time.
Yeah.
I think like Dumbledore gets replaced and then Goyle gets replaced in the last one because he was caught in England like rioting. And he was arrested.
I didn't know why.
Yeah, he was arrested for like these protests and stuff.
If that's not befitting.
Yeah, for real. And so, or maybe it was Crabbe. It was either Crabbe or Goyle, one of the two. Yeah. But like, I mean, you see them and like you see Daniel Radcliffe and them as kids, and then as they grow up. And then the same thing with like the Fast and Furious movies. Like it was like street racing, and now it's like they're traveling across the world, thwarting terrorists and.
It's crazy.
It's just like crazy how things go. So there are 8, and then there's Hobbs and Shaw, which is a spinoff, and the 9th one's coming out in April.
Jeez, I did not know. I thought there was 3.
Oh no, there's a lot. They're all right there on the shelf.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yes. And then I don't know. Vin Diesel said maybe they're gonna split number 10 into 2 parts. I don't know, which I would thoroughly enjoy. But hey, it is what it is.
You're killing me. They beat Harry Potter.
They did.
Oh, did they though? I don't know about that.
Maybe in quantity.
Maybe
Quantity
not
is all I
quality.
mean.
Maybe
Uh,
not quality.
yeah.
Yeah. Don't be saying nothing beats Harry Potter.
One of the longest running series, though, and one of my personal favorites, has been the James Bond movies.
I haven't seen that.
Oh,
yet.
It's
really?
so good. Yeah, I have all 24 of them up there.
Oh.
25th one's coming out in April, so April's a big month. All right, let's be honest.
Alright, let's be
I'm
Aries.
pumped. I'm pumped.
It's Aries
Month
month.
of the Aries.
But Harry Potter, we're not even thinking about the Fantastic Beasts series. So that's another 2 of them. I've only seen one of them. I saw the Grindelwald one, and I thought it was all right.
I don't know how I feel about those because it just feels like it's
without
not
without
the OG.
B characters and kind of
Exactly, yeah.
I'm kind of
Yeah.
I did like Jude Law's Dumbledore. I thought he was pretty good. But I felt like the movie was a whole big build-up, and then it just never went anywhere. And I was
Yeah.
like, what? This is...
I was
Totally
not, I was
pointless.
not impressed. I'm just gonna be honest. I was not very impressed.
Yeah. Oof, let's not even... I forgot about James Bond even in top spot. I don't think it's top spot anymore. I think the Marvel movies are up there. They have like...
Oh, they have a bunch. Oh, do you have all the Marvel
I
too?
do have all of them, except for Ant-Man and the Wasp. That's the only one I don't have. But we have a lot
of
of
course
them.
y'all do.
So,
There's some good movies.
what house are you in Harry Potter?
Oh, Gryffindor. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on
You ain't
now.
even gotta ask him.
We did this thing to guess, like it goes with the zodiac thing to
Mhm.
help guess the sign. But we did this thing where it's like if you walk up to a locked door and
Y'all asked me that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you have to get to the other side and say it's your mom or somebody you really care about, and
You're not in like a mega hurry.
yeah, you're not in a crazy hurry, but you got to get to them at some point. It's locked, and then there's 4 options, and you can either kick the door down, you can pick the lock, you can ask for help, or you can find the instructions, and then those all fit a sign. And
Yeah.
it usually tells a lot about a person. Really, it does. It's such a
So what it says, kick the doors Gryffindor, right?
yep.
And then pick the lock Slytherin.
Mhm.
And then what were the other 2 options? Wait for someone to come or
Hufflepuff is
ask
look
for
for
help.
help.
ask for help. Yeah.
And then Ravenclaw is like find the key.
No, find the instructions. Well, same thing.
Yeah.
Just actually
Figure
try
it
to
out.
figure it out.
Yeah, try and figure it out. That's I feel like they don't they get mentioned, but in the movies it's kind of like Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw. Just
Oh
whatever,
yeah, I'm like,
you know?
who are y'all?
And then
Whatever.
like in Goblet of Fire when they like all have to compete, I'm like, oh yeah, I forget there's like other.
The other houses. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's funny. Oh, what's his name? Cedric Diggory. I always thought that was really weird. I was like, is that the dude from the vampire movies?
That always hurt me, man. Why
Yeah.
did he
That
have to
one
go?
hurt.
R.I.P. Cedric Diggory.
We're doing all the
Another, I'm about to say spoiler alert.
Well, it's been out for 9 years, so
Well,
I think if they haven't seen it yet.
Well, let me tell you, Snape will be my all-time favorite character
Oof.
by far. And,
Always?
Oh
Always.
my gosh, you did not just pull that.
No, I love the fact that he, like,
You can't say no. That's way too big right now.
I can't say that?
That's pretty
Yeah,
huge.
That's
That-
pretty
he-
huge.
I think we could just say we're all glad the way that he ended up. Like
Exactly,
well, not
because
that he
we
ended
needed
up, but-
him.
Yeah, exactly.
You
You
needed
needed
him.
He's the necessary evil.
The necessary
Very
evil, the
evil.
Judas.
That's not what I was going for, but yeah.
No, but you
I
know
guess
how they
so.
always say, like, if what would have happened to Judas? We'd all be screwed if Judas wouldn't have done what he had to do.
That's true.
Like,
I
and
didn't even think about
if
it
he
that
hadn't
way.
snitched,
And if
then-
he, I mean, yes, we all hate him, and we had to do this for English, but we read a play about him. But it's just the fact that honestly, we all should be thanking our lucky stars for what he did.
He took
I mean,
the fall.
not thank. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
let's not get too religious here, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you're
That
saying. I get what
he
you're
was a
saying.
necessary evil.
He was the catalyst. That
Yeah.
that is crazy. So what got y'all into Harry Potter?
Both sides, like our mom's side of the family and our dad's side of the family, our cousins and aunts have always loved it. I don't know, they've just always. We would listen. They'd have the recording, like the audiobooks, and when we'd ride with them in the car, we would listen to it like music.
We're definitely next level fascinated. We both have our own sections in our room of like I have 2 wand sets. I've gotten down to like all the major trinkets like a snitch, a sorting hat. You know, you gotta have all of those. A head wig. There's a couple
books.
more things. Oh yeah, we did just get the illustrated books.
Ooh, nice.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really do love it.
There's just always something more to it. Like every time I watch it, I'm like, oh my gosh,
Oh,
y'all
yes.
really pulled up and had a whole other plot twist in here.
Ah, yes. I really wish that we could have seen more serious. I always liked Gary
I
Oldman,
know.
and especially as that
hurt.
character.
That did hurt.
R.I.P.
It really did hurt. Look,
Oh my god, you got the Deathly Hollows on the back of your phone.
I do.
That's cute.
Always.
Miss Karen has a thing that has the ring spins in it.
The time.
Yeah.
Time.
Cause that's one of the things, isn't it? The Deathly Hollows. What's the circle of
the circle's the resurrection.
The resurrection stone. Yeah, I thought it was crazy. Like all three of them are already in there in the very first movie. Like we watched it the other day. I was like, well, that's the cloak,
invisibility cloak,
and then the
Elder
stone,
Wand.
and then the wand. I was like, that's all of them. Like they're all three in
and
there.
That's just it. You knew from the beginning. So maybe, I mean, obviously we didn't know from the beginning, but
they did a really good job of bringing everything full circle.
That's what I'm
exactly.
saying.
It's just so well thought out. Like there's just so many like subplots, subplots. Like it's so good.
It's really cool because shows like that, and I always, this is kind of off topic, but I always thought shows like Seinfeld, like, it was very, like, it started off with one spot, and then all these little things happened, but they did such a well job of, like, bringing it all back and making it full circle. And I think whenever you have a long time to do that, especially, 7 books, 8 movies, like, that really, like, that draws you closer in with the characters to be able to do it, as opposed to, like, if you watch a show like, I don't know, like CSI or something, where, like, it's more about the mystery and more about the murder, as opposed to, like, the actual
like
growth
instant
of the characters.
gratification with, like, an episode,
Exactly.
and this is, like, you got to see the whole thing to...
Yes.
And when you do find out, you're like, oh, that's such a good...
What's that joke about, how did the author of Harry Potter get down the hill?
That's not a good one.
She was rolling?
No, you were supposed to say she ran. No, J.K. Rowling.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, there's so many better ones.
I know. I gotta think of some better ones.
She was like broke.
Yeah, she wrote the plot line on a napkin at a restaurant.
Yeah. And then just made billions.
Billions.
Awesome. So awesome.
Last I heard, this was a few years ago, but last I heard, she was not a billionaire anymore because she gave so much of it away. But I mean, still, like, she's making bank.
She gave it away?
She gave away a lot of it, yeah.
Aww.
Oh my God.
Well, I mean, the actors, the trio, Harry, Ron, and Hermione probably never have to work again. I mean, they will, but they wouldn't have to work ever again.
Yeah, do you know how many times I see that stuff on ABC Family or Freefall, whatever it's called, Freeform?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
all the time they have a Freefall. They have a marathon playing on them all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And I always like catching them on there because they throw in the deleted scenes and stuff that you never get to see. Like there was a scene from Goblet of Fire whenever it's the balls going on, and Snape is talking to Victor Crumb's dad, whoever that guy is, and they're like, he's going to all the different carriages because all the students are like having sex in all the carriages and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I have seen. That is crazy because I watch that on TV and I'm like, wait. I am a mega Harry Potter fan. I have never seen it. And they're walking through the cave. Yeah, it's like a recently exposed, leaked, I don't know. They just now are starting to show it. And it's them, like, walking through the carriages, like, knocking on them, like, their cars.
Yeah, Snape's, like, grabbing them by the hair and, like, pulling them out.
That's funny that you say that.
Good old Alec Rickman. That guy. What a good actor.
R.I.P.
He was a bad guy in one of my favorite movies of all time. Die Hard.
Oh.
I love that movie
so
much. Bruce Willis, yes. Have you seen that movie?
No, I just know the song. I'm a die hard like Bruce Willis.
Oh. What song is that?
Da, 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 da. Nicki Minaj.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's crazy. That's another one of those movie things that just don't end. First one came out in 1985, 84, something. It was in the 80s. And then now they were going to make another one, but then I think whenever Disney bought Fox, they weren't going to make it anymore. They only kept a few movies from Fox that they were actually rolling through.
I gotta see that. If it has Alan Rickman in it, then.
Oh, he's the bad guy. He's great. He's great as the bad guy.
He's always great as the bad guy.
Yes.
394. Turn to page.
And some of us would rather not pay attention to our studies.
Oh my gosh, it's really good.
Mr. Potter.
You know that the first words he ever says to him is like translated into like I regret
He's like, what do you get when you mix wormwood with the something to something? And he's asking, like, how to make a potion.
Yeah.
But it all translates to, I sorrowfully regret the death of Lily.
Yeah,
you rearrange the letters?
It's like
no,
each
the
word.
it's
like, what would I get if I added a root of asphalt with an infusion of wormwood?
Mm-hmm.
And then you translate those words, and it, like, what each one means, and it's like, what was that? I sorrowfully regret Lily's death. Or like your mother's death.
Yeah.
And those are the first words you ever said to him.
That's the first thing he ever said.
Yeah.
Good.
See, and I just want to pull it up right now. See, that's why it's always it's never ending of good stuff. It just always has something.
Just keeps giving.
Yeah, it keeps giving.
I want them to make the movie about the cursed child.
I know.
I haven't read the play because it's just a play, right? It's not an actual book.
It's just a play.
Because Mom has it, she read it, and so I have no idea what goes on in it. But
yeah, me either. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, because we used to go every year to go see them come out. Because they came out between 2001 and 2011. I think there was only 2 or 3 years where they didn't have a Harry Potter movie come out.
Oh, really?
And they were cranking them out.
See, we
only got to see the last 2 in theaters.
I think we started with Goblet of Fire.
Oh, really?
Theaters, yeah. That was fun. It was a good time.
Good fun.
Oh, yeah. So what I've found very intriguing, one of the things, I know y'all do a lot of modeling. But I don't know, what does that entail? I know, who do y'all model for? What? I mean, if you can tell me. If it's a secret, then don't worry about it. But
well, it's not a secret, but we're signed with a mother agency basically because Lake Charles doesn't have a full-on agency. It's
what a mother agency is just they have the connections to the big agencies and
gotcha.
Stuff
just
like
a middleman.
It's a middleman, exactly, and we've always been interested in photography. I'll walk into a room or I'll walk somewhere and I'm I could see what angles I could use, and we love taking pictures and being in front and behind the camera.
If a fire came, the first thing we'll be grabbing is photo albums. I really do believe that's what pictures and baby pictures are our favorite. Whenever we go to somebody's house, we're pull up the baby pictures, because pictures tell 1,000 words for sure. And that's why I think we love. That's one of the main reasons we love to do it.
So it sounds like y'all are more into the emotional aspect of photos.
For sure. This sounds cheesy, but it really is an art. And not just modeling, but just, everything.
Well, we love marketing and all of that, so it's kind of a good mixture of you're selling somebody's clothes or whatever it is, but you can do it through something we love to love to be a part of.
They the agency they talked about going to Dallas and stuff, and we've, getting a college degree was never an option. It was never we can just skip out on that.
Yeah.
So, we definitely need to finish college first, and so we're almost halfway, but, yeah, it's something we're very interested in. For the longest time, our major beginning college was nursing. We never really enjoyed it. It wasn't something that we were passionate about, and it sucks putting work towards something that you don't really enjoy doing. And we find so much joy from being in pictures and taking pictures and just documenting everything and the art of it, really. Because we have pictures growing up, but I just feel we always could have had more. We don't have any home videos really or anything like that, and I always regretted. Not that I could have done anything about it, but I just resented the fact that I felt we didn't have much documented. And I like the thought of documenting a moment. I love being able to look back. Because, when you're in a moment, you're oh, I'm going to miss this so much. One of those feelings.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Because, I have maybe one, I think I have one picture with my dad. And I wish I had, some more photos. And so, literally, if I'll ever post anything, which I don't post very often about him. I just not wanting to show my feelings that much on, social media and stuff. But that's it. That's the only photo that I have. And I don't know, it's weird. I wish I'd had more photos.
See,
but it's cool just because it captures a moment in time.
Yeah,
and it's
it really
and
does.
you can never do that before. And before it was all just memory and stuff. But now you have something to go off of, which is I find very interesting.
Yeah, especially nowadays when we literally have so much access, there's no reason not to. I know it's a typical teenage girl just wants to take a picture of everything, but it's more than that for us. We really love to savor the moment.
We took a media arts class at St. Louis,
Nice.
But before we started filming that movie, we actually...
What movie did y'all film?
It was a remake of Napoleon Dynamite. It was from start to finish.
Remake every scene.
Yep. But the
Which
first
we really
semester,
enjoyed that too.
Yeah, we really did actually. But the first, except the part we were in it.
That was a little cringy.
The first semester we actually just we did a lot of camera work, and we'd have assignments where an object had to be
in the middle of the frame, and how to.
There's just so much detail to it. I feel like, and there's so much you can do with lighting and.
For sure, like editing pictures and doing the exposure and the saturation and the all that.
There's a lot that goes into it that people don't think about.
Really is. Like seeing a good picture. Like I was looking at my friend's wedding picture the other day, and I'm like, oh my gosh, these are beautiful. Like it really is an art,
And if we can make some money
doing it, now we can make some money doing it. Then we really be for it, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like photos help drive, like you said, the marketing and stuff. And so, I mean, that drives sales. So if you're doing a good job at it and it's making money, then that's huge. And that's what, like, social media is huge about that nowadays, because that's where you get a lot of money off of that.
Exactly.
I mean, you think of things like Amazon, I mean, Instagram, Facebook. Most of that is turned, I don't know if y'all remember how long you've had, like, Instagram and Facebook, but it started off and you just see like photos and stuff, but now you have all these different things, these outlets on it, like you do IGTV, you do stories, and all of it has been monetized to where they can do ads from all of those different aspects, which is cool because it helps the consumer like get closer to their products and the stuff that they want. But it's definitely huge marketing, because it used to be just like billboards and TV and stuff, but now it's like you get on that, you get to what every single person what a lot of people in the world have in their hands readily available that they're going to be checking 5 or 6 times a day.
Exactly.
Marketing in general has just completely skyrocketed to a whole. I mean, that's why there's a lot of our friends are mass comm majors, just because it's really grown so much with, like you're saying, social media and all the different outlets that they have on each individual app.
We are in a sorority, and we've really we've really seen the business side of, and it brought a whole new light to us about how interested we were in marketing, and
y'all do a fantastic job with y'all's marketing.
Yeah, I mean it's a business. It's like I went to a convention and we had an entire seminar on just marketing, and it's really fascinating how the newer generations, like what you can do from a post, like and what you can portray from a post,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I remember we had a guy rush, and he was like, my parents weren't for it, and then they checked it out. They looked at the Facebook and stuff, and they saw all the things that we do, the philanthropy. Because most of the time before then, it was just if you weren't in a fraternity,
you just had to hear about it.
Yeah, you had to hear about it, and a lot of it, you saw it in like Animal House, or you saw it on, TV.
Yeah, typical.
And they're only going to show the bad stuff because that's what drives up ratings. But from social media, it gives us a chance to actually post like, this is who we are, this is what we do. And that can get construed sometimes, but it's a good way for us to actually, show who you are.
Exactly.
And that's with any person.
That's what they were literally telling us. They were like, this new generation, they could spot like authenticity. Like they know when a picture has 1,000 effects on it, and trying to post more of us. Yes, it's nice to have professional pictures because it looks professional, but also doing more authentic, like that's what we're really trying to do, and we want to make sure we portray us doing a thing with Pike, and real life situations, because like you said, you hear all these things and you have this vision or whatever, and it's not anything like you thought, like the movies say.
All right, well, cool deal. I appreciate y'all coming out.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely,
Thanks for having us.
It's a good little first podcast, and can't wait to do some more. So,
yeah, for sure.
From all of us here at Sawyer Saloon, we'll see you later.
Bye, guys.